Uh-oh, I'm rapidly running out of space. I've got some here. There's got to be some way I can read more manga without all of this space. That Man and His Merch. Hello and welcome to That Man. That is me merchandise, and it's time to get excited as we once again look at some more manga tips for you guys. Now, I've been collecting manga for quite some time now, and there's been a few things that I've kind of seen and a few things that I kind of want to discuss when it comes to digital manga. Now, for me, digital manga is now the prime way of me purchasing series that I really want to read or I'm not sure about, and I'm not sure if I'll really enjoy. Realistically speaking, I don't have all of the space in the world, and I have picked to choose to collect merchandise as well as manga, so my shelves are primarily for the merchandise. Manga gets stored away in a cupboard, so I'm a different kind of collector to some other people where they collect primarily manga or they collect primarily anime, and they kind of like, it's like, well, my collection's like this, and I'm like, brilliant, yes. I'd imagine if I didn't have figures, I would probably have all my manga on the shelf. However, one of the things I kind of need to be aware of is that I don't have that much space left, and my space needs to go towards the series I absolutely adore, or a series that I absolutely love having as a physical version of, which is where digital collections get involved. Now, a lot of people say it to me straight away, they're like, oh, well, I can't read on digital stuff, and I was just like, give it a try. Now, for a lot of people, digital kind of, when it comes to manga, they automatically think of, oh, Manga Rocks, yes, I can get all of the manga on Manga Rocks, but that's not supporting the industry, that's not helping anybody. And there is a lot of really great sites out there that you can use to collect stuff legally and digitally. That saves up the space for you to be able to buy more physical manga that may not have a digital version, or the ones that you really do love that you kind of want to collect and have pride on your shelf, because we can't collect everything, unfortunately. Another pro to digital is that it's always quite cheap. There are some exceptions. I have seen a few where, for example, I think something like 7Cs or Yen Press, they tend to be around the same price as a physical version, and I'm kind of like, no, that's not for me. That's why my collections tend to be more Yen Press and 7Cs when it comes to the physical ones. But there's others, for example, Shonen Jump. There is a Shonen Jump app which gives you all of Shonen Jump. For about £2 a month, if that, you get everything. You get all of The Promised Neverland, you get all of One Piece, you get all of Dr. Stone, you get some odd chapters of like one-shots, you get all of the new series including Beast Children, Chainsaw Man, you get all of My Hero Academia, you get all of My Hero Academia Vigilantes, you get all of Black Clover, you get all of Act Age. You've got a backlog of stuff. These are all the new things that you're getting each week. You get a backlog of stuff. Which, like, let's have a look. We've got all of Seventh Garden. We've got All You Need Is Kill, Assassination Classroom, Astra Lost in Space, Bakuman, Barrage, Black Hat, Black Torch, Bleach, Naruto, Blue Exorcist, Boruto. There is absolutely dozens of things on this little app which costs you next to nothing. It even gives you the brand new chapters when they come out legally in Japan. At the end of the day, I know it's very easy to just read them as soon as they come out, but if you're kind of savvy in the world, you probably aren't going to get spoiled. The only one I tend to get spoiled on is One Piece. I used to get spoiled quite a lot on My Hero Academia, but now not so much. I'm expecting that to come back when season 4 comes out and it starts getting a bit more relevant again. But yeah, it's very easy to avoid spoilers, and if you're for example, Twitter, you can just kind of block them or get rid of them and stuff like that. More and more people are jumping on the Shonen Jump bandwagon, which makes it a lot easier to avoid spoilers. You're getting a really good quality product for next to nothing. You're supporting the industry for next to nothing. And it's a really nice way of going about it. And like I said, there's that many series on there. You can kind of, for example, I'm going to Japan soon, so my plan is to just download the entire of Astro Lost in Space and read that on the plane. Because why not? It's all there for us. It's all there and it's cheap. So the way I'm kind of looking at it is that if I've got all of the stuff on here for £2 a month, why spend a lot of money on titles like My Hero Academia, Black Clover and stuff like that when it makes more sense to just buy them on here? I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer for me. I mean, a volume is going to cost what? If we see, for me, we would take that 3 for 2 on all of his stuff. So if we see a £6.99, so it's about, for 3 volumes, it's about £14. So for 3 volumes, that's £2 on here. That's a massive saving. That's a huge saving. Ridiculous huge. I mean, that's if you buy them new. If you buy them pre-owned, you can get them a lot cheaper. But even if we said £4 per volume, that's what, still £12. Or if we say £10 if you get them in a bundle or something like that. Yeah, for me it's a bit of a no-brainer just to go with the kind of the digital stuff. For me, the other one as well, that is the big one that I'm going digital on, is light novels. Now, having an ebook is, this day and age, is pretty common. However, I kind of fell into the trap of buying a lot of weird light novels. There's a lot of light novels I've got where I've read 1 or 2 volumes. I like them, but I didn't like them enough to kind of focus on them. I've kept focus on stuff like Overlord, Do You Love Your Mom, Slime Isekai, Konosuba ReZero, Spider Isekai. I'm trying to find out what else I've got. Tanya the Evil, Vending Machine, Full Metal Panic. That's 9 series of light novels, and at the moment most of them are getting quite high in the numbers. I mean, yeah, I know Overlord's on volume 10, so that's space for 10 volumes. Konosuba's on volume 8, volume 9's out soon, and I think there's almost about 16 or 17 of them. Spider Isekai is getting quite a bit. ReZero's on about 20 volumes. Tanya's getting quite up there. Yeah, that's something that you kind of need to be aware of when you're collecting light novels and stuff like that. These things are going to take up a lot of space. You know, from collecting manga, they take up a lot of space, which is why I've now started to use another app I've got called Bookwalker, which doesn't seem to want to load. So on Bookwalker, I'm actually collecting a lot of stuff. I've got Monster Girl Doctor, I've got Rising of the Shield Hero on there, Aria Futa, Grimgar, Fantasy and Ash, How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, Amagi Brilliant Park, Sex Worker in Another World, Combat Beta and Automated Waitress. These are all kind of series where I was like, yeah, I like them. I'm really enjoying them. But I don't really need the urge to have them on my shelf. So I've now got a digital collection of light novels, and even then, even just going digitally, they save a little bit of money. It's not quite as much as manga, I tend to find, but it is still a really good deal. You can get some great deals out of them. Bookwalker tend to do like coin boosts where you get like coins. Say 1 coin's like 1 yen. But those coins can quickly mount up if you buy a few. I think I bought some the other day, and I think I ended up with like, it was like coin boosted. So I think I was getting like about 100 yen, or I think it was like 96 yen per volume. So if you buy a few volumes, you're pretty much getting the volume free. There's a lot of nice ways on that site on how to make it cheaper. And like I said, it means I can read a lot of great light novels without having to use up a lot of space. And for me, that's just great. And moving forward, that's going to be the way I purchase most of my light novels. I'm going to try and convert a few that I've got physically into digitally. Stuff like the vending machine and the slime killing isekai and a few others. I like them, but I don't really feel like I need them physically. So another one that I tend to use quite often is Comixology. Now Comixology is a really nice one in that it does comic books plus manga. So if you need a few different ones, it's nice to get on there. What I do tend to find is that yen prices is about $4.99. Kodansha is the one for these though. Kodansha will do a lot of really nice deals. They'll do like volumes for like $2.99 or $3.99 each, so you can get I tend to buy like batches, so I was buying like when stuff was coming out, I was like buying 10 volumes of 7 Deadly Sins for like 30 quid, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to get them any cheaper. That's how I've read well, most of 7 Deadly Sins. Stuff like Space Brothers, there's like 30 odd volumes. I love the series, but I genuinely don't have the space for a 30 series thing, when most of these other series I'm collecting are probably going to end up near that. And this is why we kind of need to be a little bit more savvy. I mean, yeah, you might have the space for all of these, but as someone pointed out, once you start moving, if you've moved house a few times, these are kind of the ones where you're like, I've got to transport all of them. Yeah, that's quite awkward. So yeah, for stuff like, for me, stuff like Berserk, I'm actually going to have a look at some of the stuff I've actually got on here. So let's, for example, I got all of Battle Angel Alita. I love the physical editions of them, but it's too much space. Berserk, Blam or Blame, Cage of Eden, City, which is another great one. Dead Demons, D Destruction, Detroit Metal City, Gleipnir, Grand Blue Dreamin', Interviews with Monster Girls, Kaguya-sama Lover's War, Kakaguri, Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, Land of the Lustrous, Lone Wolf and Cub, Oh My Goddess, One Piece, One Punch Man, Princess Jellyfish, Satoshi Kon's Opus, The 7 Deadly Sins, Space Brothers, Uzumaki, Vinland Saga, and Tokyo Tarareba Girls, My Love Story, and a few others. These are all ones I've got downloaded onto my tablet so I can just read them. That's how I kind of get through a lot of series. I'd say it's very easy just to kind of do it, and you save quite a bit of time. Just turning pages sometimes, you can just flick through. It's easy to flick through them, and I find I'm rereading stuff a lot quicker on these than I am if I'm buying them. It's a weird kind of way of doing it, but it's doing well for me. The other thing as well, there's a lot of Kodansha stuff's actually on Crunchyroll's app. I don't use Crunchyroll's app very often, but yeah, that's a decent one. There's another one, Manga Plus, which does a lot of Shonen Jump stuff outside of kind of like the English speaking regions. So there is a lot of great ways on how to get some legal, efficient sources of legal manga without having to spend a lot of money and lose a lot of money in terms of if you don't like it and stuff like that. If you don't like it, it's a few quid you've lost. The last one I do want to talk about, which has kind of just disappeared off my app for some reason. Here we go. The last one I want to talk about is J Novel Club. Now, this is primarily a light novel based service, which they do give you, I think it's about, I can't remember if it's about $3.99 or it's about £5 a month. But you do get quite a few light novels. So, for example, in here we've got Other Side Picnic, Middle-Aged Businessman, A Rise in Another World, Crest of the Stars, Record of Wartenia War, Full Metal Panic, Ascendance of a Bookworm, Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill, Welcome to Japan, Mrs. Elf, I Shall Survive Using Potions, Apparently It's My Fault that my husband has the head of a beast, My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, Last and First Idol, Gear Drive, Kokoro Connect, Amagi Brilliant Park, Liz Dungeon Master, Infinite Stratos, I Refuta Zero, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, Outbreak Company, Clockwork Planet. If it's for my daughter, I'd even defeat the Demon Lord. Many others. These are all in this subscription. Now, it does do things a little bit different, which personally I'm not a huge fan with, is that in the subscription you'll get recent chapters. So what will happen is that once a volume's complete, and I think it's when they're so far through the next volume, they'll stick all of that as a download digital service. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. So for example, I bought a subscription, and when I bought the subscription I was just like, oh, I want to read Mixed Behaving in Another Dimension, and I had to purchase volumes 1 to 7 or something like that, because the one that was ongoing was volume 8, and I was just like, oh well, that defeats the point. But if you're getting on a new series, the best way to subscribe is when they announce new stuff and then new stuff's coming out, because you can get pretty much the first few volumes. Long term, it's quite a difficult one unless you literally are using that as a primary one. Because I'm reading a lot of physical stuff and I'm reading a lot of stuff I've purchased, I'm now kind of finding that it's better just to wait, cancel the subscription, and then just get the volumes of the stuff I kind of want to read. At the moment, my subscription is primarily for the Ascendance of a Bookworm isekai, which I'm absolutely loving, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's one of those ones you've got to play around with. You've got to be reading about at least 2 different series just to get your money's worth out of it, at least in my opinion. And it doesn't always have something that you kind of want to be reading as well. But that's just me. So yeah, for me, digital is easily the future when it comes to stuff. There is a lot of things where people are saying, well, once it goes, you're going to lose them. For me, stuff like Comixology is owned by Amazon. Amazon's not going anywhere. Shonen Jump isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Bookwalker is basically, it's like a Japanese one as well. I can't see that going anywhere. So those 3 at least, I think you're going to be pretty safe with. Crunchyroll manga, yeah, might lose that eventually, but it's because they kind of forget about it. But personally, I kind of feel that it's one of those ones. For me, I feel like if I absolutely adore the series, for example, Yotsuba, I absolutely adored it after reading all of them. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to spend the money, I'm just going to buy them. Simple as that. But I hope this has given you guys some food for thought and some ideas on whether or not digital manga is the manga for you. For me, it is the future, and it is one that, as much as I love displaying manga, as much as I love hauls, we're probably going to see some digital hauls in the near future, I suppose. But that's it from me. Thank you very much for coming, and thanks very much for staying. If you did like this, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.